welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and we are on our way this morning down to Field 17. There's a very lucrative cultivating contract on there, but don't worry, we're not going to be doing a ton of cultivating again today. We're going to let this tractor go and earn us some money with the cultivator. There are 3 cultivating contracts. We might be able to get to all 3 of them, but this one is the big one that we want. It's worth about 10 grand, so I want to get this working on that. And then in the meantime, we are going to go and get the John Deere out, because we haven't used that for a little while, and get that working. So first, let's stop here. And this is the one we want, 10,740. So we will accept that contract. And then if we jump out, so plenty of time to do this. Won't need to alter our timings at all today. Let's then unfold that, right? And we can set a hired worker off doing that. They should do fine because, of course, this is the super steer. So absolutely fine, and away that goes, I think. And then we're going to jump in this and head down to the shop, because we're going to need some grass. One problem we've got at the moment is that our cows lack any feed at all. So we're going to need to sort out the grass. Although, before we do that, I want to just show you guys something. Now, last time we used this tractor, we did repair it. And that was because we had this automatic repair setup. What I've got now is a new repair setup. So we've got this here. We have this workbench that I put in here. And if we won't open this up, like so, you can see that we can customize our tractors in here. We can repair them, and we can replace the tires as well. How are our tires looking? Our tires looking fine at the moment on this. So yeah, all looking good, and it means we've got a nice new repair shed. I actually left the doors on that open, so we're going to close that up. Right, and now we're going to go down to the shop, because I'm going to go and see what we can do from the point of view of maybe getting a mower and possibly getting a plow. It's this area to the left of our farm here. It's scrub grassland at the moment, but I think that we could turn that into a grass area, which should be enough to feed our Highland cattle and our sheep. So we need to get that sorted in order to keep them going and to keep earning money from them. Now, this here is actually a good argument for keeping this tractor. Just having a little tractor that we can do mowing and stuff like that with very much would work out quite well for our farm. But it is up to you guys, so let me know if you want me to keep this tractor on the farm. It is going to be from the comments that I decide whether we keep it or not. What we need today is we need a mower, and we need one that will row stuff up, because we're just going to straight up cut the grass. These Potinger ones should be perfect. We don't actually need a massive one. I've got 2.7 meter. I think going for the middle for sort of the 3 meter would be a good choice. They are the cheapest ones here, so let's go with this. And we do want the swath plate. Right, both swath. Yeah, we want both swath plates. And yeah, the logo doesn't cost us anything, so it's going to cost an extra 400. So 7,600, I think, is a good purchase on this. So yes, okay. We already have the baler, and we'll be able to run that with this tractor as well. Now, before the new year, what we're going to want to do with this grass area is plow it all up and get it reseeded. Don't want to do that until I've got the seeder, really. So we're going to have to just leave that for a bit. I could very easily have done that today and plowed that all up, but we're not going to get the seed yet. I've decided not to plant wheat or barley. If I was going to plant a grain crop like that, we'd probably plant oats in the new year because oats pay really well. So I think it's wiser to go with that. I also think we're not going to spend a lot of time in the winter. I think we might try and grab the odd job and maybe do a montage over a few days. Basically, we want to grab just enough money over winter to keep paying our costs, paying for our loan, paying for our player purchased equipment. So we're gonna need to earn about 7,000 a month over the winter. So we'll see what's available to us. We might be able to grab like a couple of logging contracts and do those, and maybe do a contracted month in order to keep us going. So this is quite a big area of scrubland we've got up here. Gonna go around here first. Getting under the trees might be a little bit interesting, and I'm hoping we're gonna get enough grass off here to get at least a few bales for our cows. Yeah, that seems to be producing a nice little swath. So we'll go around here. We'll get this grass all cut, and then we'll get the baler out and go round and get this all baled up. And then that will give us a chance in the new year to get this field ploughed and sorted, because there's things like these bushes that are going to need to go. We can mow over them now, but yeah, in the new year we can get rid of them and make this a much better grass field, I think. Been around the headlands twice, and there's a decent amount of grass here. I think we might get a decent number of bales. That's quite, yeah, they're quite chunky grass rows here, so I'm quite pleased with that. That should help us along here without too much hassle. If we can get half a dozen bales off here, that would be amazing. I don't think we're going to get that many. I think we may only get 3 or 4, but even that would be a considerable number. And having the swathing plates on this mower means that we don't have to worry about going and getting this all rode up. We can just bring our baler over here after this, and with any luck, that means we'll not only get this cut today, but we should get it baled up as well, which will be fantastic news. I would very much like to get the cows fed. Quite pleased that for the most part this tractor fits under this tree. Not too bad. A little bit of foliage coming through the cab, but in general it's not quite as low as I'd feared it was going to be, so that's not too bad. I am going to leave that tree there. We're not going to cut that down. We will just work round it on this meadow. Might even put a nice new stone wall in, actually, on the edge of this field, and a nice gateway up the top here. Quite a bare patch up here, but that's all right. We'll get that all reseeded, and yeah, it's working well. And yeah, this is a good argument for keeping this tractor around. Really useful little tractor to do grass work, and because our baler's doesn't require too much to do baling with, and actually having it quite useful around the farm. So as we've been using the other tractor for the last 2 days, and I'm expecting a few comments about how we should you know, just use everything for that. Let me know down in the comments if you like this tractor. Definitely be interested to see if it has its fans. Down to the last part of the field, and it's looking fairly good. These are some pretty high swaths. I'm hoping that the output is going to match how high these swaths are, because at the moment they're looking very, very promising. There's a decent amount of grass here. I think that might have a lot to do with this just having not been touched so far. So this is about as fully grown as it gets. And yeah, it's looking very strong. Putting under this tree is good. I am just questioning about the other tree over there. I don't think its branches seem to be a bit low or lower compared to this tree, so I've kind of avoided cutting around it. But there is a considerable amount of grass under there. I think we'll have a look at that later. At the moment, I'm just going to stick with what I've got here. And with this last little patch, that is everything cut. Let's turn it off and fold it up. Right, I need to go find somewhere to put this. I think we've got space down the far end of the yard. And then we want to hook up the baler and get that going. We are 40% of the way through that cultivating contract. So looks like we're not going to get much done contract wise other than that today. Just going to stop here for a moment. I want to check on the state of our sheep. I know our cows are out of feed. The sheep are okay. The sheep actually have a decent amount of food. They got, wow, they've only used 1,000 liters. That's pretty amazing. And looks like we've got some lambs in there as well, so that's fantastic too. Build those up, and hopefully we can make a decent amount of money in a few months off the sheep, not only from the wool but also some lambs. And yeah, we need to keep feeding the cows. I think I might need to put a gate into this field so that I can at least get in there and cut that grass, because while it looks like they have plenty of grass, they are not eating any of it. So yeah, it needs cutting and baling itself, I think. Although we could do with somewhere to put the cows while we're doing that. We are gonna get way more bales out of this than I was initially expecting. We are currently at 3 bales, which actually means 5 in total, because I only reset the bale counter after I'd already dropped 2 bales out the back. And yeah, that's amazing. We're up to 6 bales already. This is going to be easily enough to get both our cows and our sheep through the winter, which is brilliant. We are only going to use grass for the cows for now. It's only a 40% efficiency for them, but I'm not too worried about that. If we can keep them ticking over, that's great. We want to get the ones that are going to be worth a lot of money. We want to keep them nice and healthy so that we can sell them in the spring, and we might try and get some more at that point. We're up to 12 bales off this field now, and I am amazed that that's how many we've got. I'm really beginning to think that it might be quite wise to get hold of a bale wrapper and wrap some of these bales for silage. We would make a decent amount of money off them, and yeah, we would be it'd be a great little earner for us on top of everything else. And then if we did want to start doing mixed rations for the cows, we'd have a way of doing that fairly quickly. I think it might be worth seeing what we've got in the shop. So the cheapest wrapper, and I'm not sure, yeah, we can't put it on a we could put it on a 3-point actually. That one would be quite useful for 16,000. So that would be actually a possible option. Put one on a 3-point and do that. It's a pity we can't put one on our wheel loader, but certainly, yeah, we put it on a 3-point on the back of this. Come along and we can wrap bales. It'd be a little bit more involved than a tow behind, so I might have to see what other options there are kicking around. Maybe there's something that we can get that that would be a pull behind one that would do better. Maybe it's worth spending a little bit of money and seeing if we can get a second hand one. Not much left of the grass to go. We are up to 19 bales. So 20 bales with this one. That is fantastic. There might be one more bale here. I think we will see what we have, but that is really good. Even if I was able to wrap just half of those, that would be a very decent little income from that. I think it's worth about $1,000 per bale, so that'd be another £10,000 in our pockets, which that is not to be sniffed at all. And if we got 3 cuts out of this field a year, that's an extra 30,000 a year in our income. Although it'd be more than that, because we're not going to need 30 bales every year to feed our cows and our sheep. So yeah, we could make quite a lot of money off here, I think. One more bale I'd like out of this, though. We got one more strip. It is 69% done. Nice. So let's see if we can get that up to a full bale. That looks like, yep, there we go. Turn that off. We'll empty out that full bale. I'm not going to put any more in the baler. There's a little bit left in the field there, I think. Yeah, just a tiny row, but we won't worry about that. And yeah, so I want to have a look actually under this tree. It's very low on this side of this tree, mainly because we're uphill here. So we've got lots of branches hanging low down. We could possibly get a bit closer on this side where we're downhill a bit. But that's something to consider a bit later on, I think. All in all, I'm pleased with that. We've made some very good progress. So I'm going to go and park this baler up. We ended up with 21 bales off of there. That is very good. Oh, and while I think about it, now that we know how many bales, let's reset the bale counter ready for next time. Back into our very quiet JCB here. Now, normally, I think I'd store bales in that shed over there. Let's just jump out. In that shed over there. But we're going to sell that. So we've got a covered, I think it's a covered pit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the bales off this field and we will get them into the covered pit where the combine is. I'm going to see if I can do triple stacks to get bales off here quickly. 21 bales should be 7 runs with the stacks. So yeah, if we can do that, that will speed things up a lot quicker. First though, got to get them even, or got to get the first 2 bales even. And then if we get the first 2 bales even, we can put a bale on top. That is not really having any of it. Push those together like that. We'll stack this one on the top. It'll stay in place. That. But then we've got a triple pile there. Forwards. We're going to angle up a little bit because we're on a slope. Right. And then all 3 like that. And then without too many sudden movements, go and get this into the shed. And yeah, that will speed up how quickly we can get all of these grass bales off this field. This is our 3rd lot of bales into the end here. And I'm just making a row down here. Let's back out of that. Right, yeah. We had quite a downward facing set of forks then, but that is all nicely out. And yeah, 4 more stacks to go. and they are going in there very, very nicely. Contract is finished with the cultivator, but it's 25 and we're not really gonna have enough time to do anything more. In fact, I'd be surprised if there are any if the other two contracts were still kicking about. Ooh, that straightened that up, but didn't come off the top. Yeah, sometimes a little bit delicate to get this top bale on. There we are, into reverse, carefully back out, and then make sure that we're nice and flat. I think, is this, no, it is flat. Oh, it seems to be pointing down slightly. Yeah, so I've got an indicator here that tells me what level my forks are at. I think on a slope, 0 isn't 0 to the piece of equipment. It is 0 to the actual earth. So if I'm on a slope, 0 is gonna be at an angle for that slope. And then when I'm on flat like this, it then shows me an angle when I'm trying to do it. So yeah, that can be a little bit misleading. I can't see my stack here, but that's okay. We'll just go until we can't go any further. Back it out carefully. Just a little bit of a nudge to the side. Back that out again. There we are. Nice, tidy row. This is our penultimate set of bales, and the last set that we are going to put into the shed here. These will do us fine for a while now, I think. And then the last 3, we're just going to pop out and stick those in as feed for the cows. We'll have to do those one at a time. I know from experience from my streams that these won't go in multiples, so we'll just stick one there and bring this down here and get the cows fed. I think we probably need to go and get some water for them as well, so that is going to be something we have to solve next month. Yeah, a nice water trailer would be useful. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need a water trailer for. We could put in a greenhouse as well and start getting some money coming in from that. Basically, we need to put a load of stuff together and start getting some money coming in here. And what we've got at the moment is some spare land, some spare space. So I think we should be using that to our advantage as much as possible. So final bale, and then that is that done and dusted. Looks like our calves are very excited by all that. There it is, in it goes. Right, I am going to go and stick this in the shed, and then we'll get the cultivator and the TM175 home. So all in all, I would call that a pretty successful day. We've managed to get ourselves done with a contract, and that will bring in 10,000. Will this close? I don't think I need to worry about that. So let's go and collect that. Oh, there is one in there, but that would take a while. So we'll collect that one. That's good. We are up to 15,631. So that is going to be enough to get us into the next month without going into the red again, which is great news. And then on top of that, we'll see what we can earn in November. I think for the next 4 or so months, with not a huge amount to do on our farm, we will probably just do single day months until we hit March and get the planting season going. For now though, I'll leave this here and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and drop us a comment. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members whose names are on screen now. Your support makes these videos possible. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the recommended video below or subscribe and help us on the road to 50,000 subscribers. And I will see you next time.